Hello everyone, I'm Nigel Riglar. I'm the Commissioning Director for Communities and Infrastructure at Gloucestershire County Council, and I was also the project sponsor for the development of our carbon management plan. I'm genuinely sorry I can't be there with you today, and I was very keen to contribute to your event. And when we thought about the fact I couldn't make it, it did occur to us that this is the only really genuine low carbon way that I can be with you today. From a governance point of view, we established a programme board. The board was chaired by the lead cabinet member for environment and economy, and also had a number of environment scrutiny committee members on it, along with a senior manager from each directorate, myself as project sponsor, and a project manager who was Pete Wiggins, our corporate sustainability manager. I was lucky in that I didn't have to coerce anybody to be on the board, although I did have to call in a few favours along the way. As a board, we met quarterly, and our job was really to develop an ambitious carbon management plan for our cabinet to approve, which it did in April 2011. In terms of embedding carbon management across the whole council, I guess we've been lucky in that we're building off a successful first carbon management plan. But embedding goes to the heart of what I think the leadership challenge is for me as a director, which is how we make it part of how we do business at Gloucestershire County Council. And I think we've been quite successful from that point of view. We've managed to build it into some of our core business processes, like our risk management framework, our procurement procedures, our project management and programme management protocols. So I think those sorts of things that people deal with on a day-to-day basis, which relate to big decisions, but have a very strong carbon management feel to them, and people are unable to escape from the fact they have to address the impact on carbon. More recently, as we've shifted to a new operating model based on a commissioner delivery split, again we've been able to replicate that by building responsibility for carbon management plan into the job descriptions of the new lead commissioners. We're also not shy about hiding our light under a bushel, either at a local level, where for example we internally have a network of champions who are regularly out there fighting the cause and promoting various aspects of carbon management, but we also sign up for national campaigns such as the 1010 campaign, where we're able to link what we're doing locally to what's happening on a national level and showcase some of our good practice. We've signed up to an ambitious target of 60% reduction by 2021 against a baseline of 2006-07. We're in a good position to do that because we've already been through the programme and saved just over 8% in terms of carbon reduction, saving us £750,000 in terms of energy costs. So actually getting the commitment to this being the right thing to do was relatively easy, and was given a focus in terms of selling this step change by the need to reduce costs, reduce our risks as energy prices increase, and to continue to improve our environmental performance. So it was an easy sell, simply because it was the right thing to do. And of course we were armed with a carbon management plan that was credible and had been validated by the Carbon Trust, and that was an important sales point for our members. If we've got it right, when we've reduced our emissions by 60%, we'll be £6 million a year better off. I know what you're thinking probably at this stage, 60% reduction by 2021, how are they actually going to achieve that? Well, we know that 53% of that reduction can be achieved through energy efficiency. All known things that you've probably all done yourselves, we just need to do more of them. So we have a programme of 80 projects covering schools and our own operations, which include dimming and switching off street lights, which include introducing LEDs into lights and signals, virtualising our server estate, improving building fabric, and heating controls, and energy controls within buildings. So we're doing all the sorts of things no doubt you are, or either are doing or contemplating. There's also a bit of an elephant in the room, which is over the next 3 years we will be a 30% smaller organisation with less staff and needing less buildings. So we've sort of set ourselves a target of that 60%, which is for every 1% reduction in our expenditure, we'd like to reduce our carbon emissions by 2%. So again, trying to make carbon reduction just part of how we do business, even in difficult times. And of course, the gap left in our reduction target between the 53% and the 60% is where our renewables programme comes in. And we don't know what's possible yet. We're currently just about to let a new PV framework contract, which will give building operators the free energy and also a share of the feed-in tariff. So we're very excited about that. We're currently negotiating proposals around major wind developments on our rural estate, and we have an opportunity with having to let a new food waste contract in a couple of years' time to think more creatively about anaerobic digestion and what actually that will mean. So I think we know what we can do in terms of carbon reduction around energy efficiency. Renewables is really the exciting territory to take us to carbon neutral and beyond. So in terms of securing the cash to pay for our carbon management plan, we have a £1 million Salix fund that we work very, very hard, and that gives us a baseline of known investment year in, year out that we're able to rely on. What we've got into the habit of doing is generating 2-year funded programmes. So our first programme is fully funded from existing resources, and we're already starting to think about what will our next 2-year rolling programme look like. So we're trying to work on a 10% at a time basis. In doing that, we develop the detailed business cases for approval, and then we work out what the right funding mix is. So is it going to be Salix funding? Is it going to come from the capital programme and effectively be in competition with all the other calls on capital? Or are we going to take external opportunities? So we've already agreed the principle that any income generated for renewables will be ring-fenced for reinvestment in energy efficiency, while we still have energy efficiency opportunities to invest in. Similarly, any money that we've budgeted for buying CRC allowances that we don't actually need because we've improved our performance more than we expected can also be ring-fenced for reinvestment in energy efficiency measures. Okay, so final top tips from me. I think you just have to accept you're in it for the long haul. Carbon management, there's no such thing as an overnight success. You've got to accept this is a year in, year out activity, but with some exciting projects along the way. You really need to understand the data and the power of having a line going in the right direction. Having a line that year in, year out shows your carbon reducing helps build ownership, helps build risk-taking, both politically and managerially, and starts to unlock creativity. Others are able to see it's already been done. Have a clear sales pitch. Be very clear with people this is an agenda about, yes, reducing carbon, but ultimately it's about reducing costs, reducing risks, and improving the environment. Keep it real, keep it doable. And I think it was Walt Disney said, if you can imagine it, you can do it. And a good sponsor's job is to help people imagine and help them do it. Good luck.